Chapter 9. A Special Bond. The initial visit to the stables became a weekly ritual. Robert and Mary would bring Tiffany every weekend, and each time she grew a little more comfortable. Her initial fear of the horses began to melt away, replaced by a deep and quiet fascination. It was a gradual process, but a noticeable one. She started to speak, not in full sentences, but in soft whispers to the horses. She would stand outside Paris's stall, and instead of avoiding eye contact, she would look straight at him, her small voice murmuring words that only she and the horse could understand. This nonverbal, non-judgmental bond was a key to unlocking her world. The other stable hands who had been cautious around the quiet girl began to see the change in her. Tom, the kind stable hand, became her mentor. He didn't push her, but he gently encouraged her to get more involved. He taught her how to hold her hand flat to feed a horse a treat, a gesture that was both a sign of trust and a small act of bravery for her. He showed her how to use a soft brush to groom a horse's coat, explaining the soothing effect it had on the animals. Tiffany, whose sensory issues had always made her sensitive to touch, began to not only tolerate, but enjoy the feel of the horse's soft coat beneath her fingertips. She would spend hours with Paris, her hands moving in a slow, rhythmic pattern, a silent conversation passing between them. The most significant breakthrough came one Saturday when Robert and Mary watched in awe. Tiffany, who had always been reluctant to try new things, asked Tom if she could help him with Paris's bath. Tom, with a warm smile, handed her a gentle sponge and a bucket of water. Tiffany, whose world had always been so meticulously organized and routine, took to this new experience with a surprising enthusiasm. She didn't mind the splash of water, the soapy suds, or the mess. She was completely absorbed in the moment, her focus a testament to her newfound comfort. She began to speak more, not just to Paris, but to Tom, asking simple questions about the horses' care and their lives. The quiet, withdrawn girl was slowly but surely starting to find her voice. As Tiffany's bond with Paris deepened, her social interactions with others began to change as well. She started to make eye contact with Tom, smiling when he praised her for her gentle hands. She would watch Jake as he rode Paris, and would even offer a small wave when he came back to the stables. Her parents were astounded. They had taken her to doctors and therapists in the United States, but it was a horse, a powerful, gentle animal, that had finally broken through her barriers. The once silent girl was now a regular at the stables, her presence a quiet but powerful force that everyone had grown to appreciate. The bond between Tiffany and Paris was a miracle, a silent communication that was more effective than any therapy they had ever tried. The visits to the stables weren't just for Tiffany. They were a family experience. Mary, who had been hesitant about the financial commitment, now eagerly looked forward to the weekends. She saw the change in her daughter, the spark of life that had been missing for so long. She would chat with the other stable hands and even Robert's friend, Claude, the French trainer. While she and Claude had very different personalities, their mutual love for Paris and their shared joy in Tiffany's progress had forged a quiet friendship. The stables had become more than just a place where horses were kept. It was a sanctuary, a place of healing and connection for the entire Evans family. It was a place where a father's hope, a mother's courage, and a horse's gentle spirit had all come together to create a true miracle.